getting started with our session. I'm going to talk about tapping employee potential, and let me, introduce this session by starting with a little story. Okay, we are basically going to talk about what is talent and what do we feel that exactly we mean by talent. So my introduction to this session would be that every person is born with some talent whatsoever. I always strongly believe in that, and I'm sure you all will also believe in that. And uh, another thing that I would like to add to that is, at the end of the day, it is the people who count, and not the strategies. So I strongly believe in these things, and I strongly also implement them in my organization. I think I am from the field of education, but I have been into banking and into media earlier before entering into education. But I still feel that it is the people and the belief and the talent in people that counts and takes any organization further. Then I think the strategies that the organization would want to implement. So taking that ahead, I would like to start with a small story here. So we are talking about talent and what is talent. A small story I'd like to start with, because I am not into heavy figures and things, though I said yes, I have done a few years of banking. But as now I'm into education, I'd like to start with a small story. It's about the story about this matchbox millionaire, Swan Wester. I don't know whether a few of you already heard about it or already read about him or things like that. But like they say, that ideas can come from anywhere, and some of the best ones are the simplest. Now, I would like to take a reference from Jasmine ma'am's session, where she said, the idea was given by her support staff about the ones who get the water bottles and things, and they also wanted to contribute and share the idea. I would not know whether Jasmine ma'am is there, and I really appreciate her effort to hear out the idea or the contribution that the staff wanted to make here. So this story is a little similar to what ma'am shared. Now, this story is from an enduring brand. This is the brand of matchsticks. Okay, in the early 1900s, a factory worker, Swan Wester, the match company, went to the senior management and told them that he had an idea to share, and it would get the company a great profits and millions of pounds, and reduction in production cost and things like that. So the management obviously did not pay much heed to what this gentleman was saying, and they thought of him as a lowly factory worker, and they made a big laughing stock out of it and would not take him seriously. But this man, as the idea kept haunting him, did not want to give up, and kept trying to convince the management. So finally he managed to get a few minutes with the management and in front of the board, and he actually tried to put his idea across. Now, what was the idea here? The idea here was to make a small sandpaper strike which will be attached to the matchbox. Today we are using the matchbox and we are striking it, and we don't even think about this small idea or all this small invention that came in. But it was a long struggle for this gentleman to put this small point across to a company, and finally it took over and the idea was accepted. And today what we are using is that simple idea that struck a common worker from a factory, and he wanted to put it across, and finally it was accepted. So talent which is there towards your work, your passion, which turns into ideas, and ideas turn into the success of your organization. And also one of my fellow mates said that simple things are not so simple. I totally agree to that, sir. I totally understand that simple things are not simple. They don't come to us easily, though they might seem very, very ordinary in the beginning. To describe talent in a very, very short, definition, I would say, a natural ability to be good at something, especially without being taught. So when we say that we are lifelong learners, when we say that we are go to school to learn, we go to school to educate ourselves, we get into a particular course to learn, we get into a particular course to improve on our education potential, and our maybe get acquire more degrees and things. But there are a few things that come to us naturally. I would really like to ask you here whether you all would agree that there are a few things that come to us naturally. There is something called an acquired talent, and there is something called natural talent. I know that we all are running late, but if anyone would like to intervene and just give me a quick feedback, as in, would they really think that they agree to what is an acquired talent and what is a natural talent? And do you believe in that? And how do you improvise on your natural talent, or how do you acquire your talent? So do you really think there is a difference in these two? Hello.
Yeah, Rupali. The,
Yes, sir.
yeah, definitely there is a thing called natural talent. Some people are born with the talent of, let's say, they have a very good voice, or maybe they have a very good rate of speech. Uh, that is something which you inherit or God gifted or something. But there is one more thing that you can always learn. If you have an ability to learn, if you want really to learn, you can definitely develop those characteristics within you as well. So this is what I believe.
True, true, true. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Now, when we are talking about talent, and we are talking about pursuing your talent, and being passionate about it, uh, one question again here arises is, when we all are we all are employees, or we have people working along with us, we are leading an organization and things like that. So how do you think engaging and employee actively is important? Do we really actually look into it, whether all our employees are actively involved or engaged in what they are doing? So the talent here, or the question of engaging the employees, or the question of tapping human ideas or potential here, actually is engaging the employees would actually be a reflection whether you are really trying to get the most or extract the most out of the people that you have with you. Are you trying to recognize their talent, and are you trying to push them towards it? And are you really trying to help them to recognize it, and for or helping them to acquire it? So generally a study found, this is a very, very general figure, that most of us, if we go to see, there are a few percentages of people who are really engaged, and there is a marginal percentage of people who are actively disengaged. They are active, but they would not really engage into the activity, if you really know what I mean. And 45% of is not actually engaged. That's a huge, huge number. And that is, I think, where our potential or our talent is really going down. So if we are heading any group or any organization, what we are really wanting to look at, I feel, is actually getting the talent out of people. Sometimes you may have to push them really towards it, because that realization is not there whether I can do it on. But I think it is up to us, or the people around us, our fellow mates, to recognize that yes, this person or this person has this particular talent, and if pushed, can really achieve great heights. there's also a saying that people don't leave organizations, they leave toxic work environments. So somewhere where this disengagement goes deep rooted, I feel it gets a little toxic, and that is what harms the work environment, eventually the productivity, and it also hampers the working and the expansion or the success of that particular organization. A very very quick figure as to what in we are doing with salaries. Like I said, though I have a little bit of a background from banking, I would really not want to ponder more upon on the details of how much salary are we giving, but this was important. Why? Because it gives us a basic structure, because when we are paying someone, and we are paying someone for their talent or for their experience or for the educational qualification or the talent that they are carrying, so that it always comes with a financial implication, and we also need to look or consider that side as well, because that side is important and we cannot ignore that completely. uh, Now when we are talking about not ignoring talent, and we are wanting to use talent to make or use it to the optimum level, what are the different things that we can do with our staff or our employees? What is it that we can do to keep them engaged and not let them be so disengaged from the things that we are doing? So a few things. I am sure I am sitting or I am sharing a platform with really eminent people around from different industries here. So they are already aware, and I'm sure you all are looking at different ways and means to engage your staff or your talent, so that you can use their potential for the development of the organization. But I think a few different things is having a glass door and actually using it as a glass door. When we are saying as a glass door, that means it has to be transparent. So whatever happens inside and out, the people that you are working with need to feel that you are not hiding anything from them. There is a lot of transparency in what is happening. They also should feel that the glass door is there, they can look at you. That means they are open, or they feel free to come and talk to you, or they can come to you and share their ideas, their thoughts with you, and they really actually find that comfort level. So for that, we need to be a little outgoing, or need to establish that kind of rapport or relation with our team, so that they get that kind of a feeling. That is one major thing I feel really works when we are wanting to extract that potential or the talent out of them. Another thing that we can do is give them the freedom and the responsibility, but share their workload and share their setbacks. If it is a victory, let it be theirs. If it is a setback, I think we should be standing even 2 steps ahead of them to share it with them, and let them know that yes, there are times when an idea or a plan can fail, though maybe it was tried with a lot of planning and things, but sometimes things go really wrong, and they need to have that confidence that there is someone with me, and I can go ahead carefree and work this out, and I can really you know move out and try out different things for it to work. So that kind of confidence, I think, is really really important, where in we stand and we can give them that kind of support that we are wanting to. A simple quote that I would like to share with all of you here is, of course it is from whom you know what it is. It is like it, what he believes is, I like to take chances on people whenever possible and promote them from within. So what we just spoke about, it is a reflection of what Mr. Richard has to say and what he has done as he is in the leadership role, and what he is looking forward to extracting maximum potential and talent out of his employees. So at the end of this session, I would really like to understand if there is something that you all also do to, extract that talent out of your team. What we do, or what we do at school level, is we have different projects, we have different events, we have different committees and all these things. And I always feel that apart from the heads that are appointed for each category or each committee or things, there are the other teachers. I'm into education, so I'll talk about my teaching staff. There are teachers who are tremendously talented, and sometimes they do not get that chance to really stand up and show it out that yes, I can do this better than someone who is actually in charge. So every teacher should be heading one or the other committee or one or the other event that is happening in the school, so that that teacher gets that confidence that now this is where I am in charge, and there is nobody else who's going to interfere with her planning. She can do her planning and she can execute it as per what she feels is the best and according to her plan. And when it is successful, obviously it is the success for everybody around. But that confidence that she has got through working this out, through being at the lead point, and through getting that confidence to get her fellow mates together and get it done from them as well. So that kind of confidence is what is required even for the talent to bloom and blossom, is what I feel. Another small quote, and I agree why I have chosen this, is that I agree to what Bill Gates says, that and I also feel at times that I really choose a teacher who is just not interested in doing things. I will want her to be in charge, because what he says, and I agree, and that is how I've used this year, that you choose the most laziest person to do it, because that person is really going to find out an easier way or a simpler way to get it done, because they really don't want to go the hard way and do it. So I think that is a benefit somewhere, and we cannot ignore our teammates saying that, oh, if I give this to task to this person, they are not going to do it, because not the kinds, not hardworking, would not be put in that kind of effort. Maybe given to them, they would make the job of 50% less tedious, and would come up with easier solutions which would satisfy the requirement of that task. So like I said, I am not too much into a big, huge presentation with figures. A little bit about Olympics, like that I would like to share here is, we talk about why I'm talking about Olympics or things, is it's a moment of pride when someone wins a gold, a silver, or a bronze at the Olympics. But there are other people who are competing along with these three people, and they are also best from their countries, their nations, and they have come up there. But these three people are acknowledged. Yes, we should acknowledge the best three. I'm not saying we should not. But what about the other 17 who were almost there? So it's not that everyone should have a win-win all the time. No, we should have a first, second, third. Yes, I do agree to that. But an appreciation for the others also is very, very important, because an acknowledgement takes you a little longer on your path than what a setback would take you. So it helps you spring back into action a little more faster than if there is a criticism or a setback. So I strongly believe that we should actually acknowledge all the teammates and things that we have. Yes, appreciation is there for the best ones, but the others should not be ignored. A personal note, a personal compliment, a personal pat on the shoulder, a personal observation, even the smallest one, shared with the ones who've not actually contributed in a huge way, would help them try a little harder and push themselves a little further on for the next task that is coming up. So a very short presentation, as we've already gone beyond time, and I did not want to elaborate too much on my presentation here. So if there are any questions, I am open for them.